She thought she could steal my husband and walk away smiling. But when I was done, she didn't just lose him. She lost everything else she cared about. Because when you betray me, I don't cry. I calculate. If you've ever been betrayed, humiliated, or treated like you didn't matter, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this isn't just a story about cheating. It's about how I took betrayal and turned it into one of the most devastatingly satisfying revenges you'll ever hear. My name's Emily, and I used to think I had the perfect marriage. 10 years together, 7 married, 2 kids, a golden retriever, and a house that smelled like fresh coffee and Sunday pancakes. My husband Jake worked in sales. Charismatic, confident, always the fun guy. We weren't perfect, but I believed in us. And then they moved in next door. Samantha and Ryan, the picture-perfect couple. She was beautiful in that Pinterest kind of way. Always in flowy dresses, always laughing. We started hanging out. Dinners, double dates, wine nights. I thought I'd made a new best friend. Turns out I'd invited my husband's mistress into my home. It started small. Samantha would touch Jake's arm when she laughed. Inside jokes between them that didn't make sense to me. Once, I walked into the kitchen and they were too close. The air between them charged. But they jumped apart like teenagers caught red-handed. I asked Jake. He laughed. "Babe, you're paranoid. Sam's just flirty with everyone." And I believed him. Because that's what loyal wives do, right? We trust. We assume love is stronger than suspicion. Until the universe slaps you awake. One night, Jake fell asleep on the couch. His phone buzzed. I wasn't snooping, I swear, but something in my gut twisted. The message preview said, "Can't stop thinking about you. Last night was perfect. My hands went numb. My heart pounded so hard I thought I'd faint. I opened the phone. Dozens of messages, photos, plans. He'd been cheating on me with Samantha. My friend, my neighbor, the woman who borrowed my dresses and cried on my shoulder. About her emotionally distant husband. I remember sitting on the bathroom floor that night, shaking. I didn't scream. I didn't break things. I just stared at my reflection and whispered, "You picked the wrong woman to betray." The next morning, I wasn't Emily the wife anymore. I became Emily the architect of payback. First, I gathered screenshots, voicemails, copies of emails, their secret photos, their hotel receipts, all quietly saved to a hidden drive. Then I learned more about Samantha's husband, Ryan. Turns out he was a project manager for a construction firm, a decent guy. One evening, I invited him over for a talk. When I showed him the evidence, he turned pale. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he whispered, "They've been doing this for months." We sat in silence, 2 strangers united by betrayal. And right there, revenge started to take shape, not out of anger, but clarity. Ryan revealed that Samantha's business, an interior design boutique, was actually registered under his name for tax benefits. That meant every invoice, every supplier contract, every client payment technically went through him. Jake, meanwhile, had been embezzling small commissions from his company. Minor fraud, but still enough to ruin him if exposed. So we formed a quiet alliance. Ryan helped me collect documents from the boutique, fake invoices Samantha had submitted, proof she'd skimmed funds from clients. I gathered Jake's financial trails, double billing, private Venmo payments, the works. I pretended not to know. Smiled, hosted a barbecue. Let them get comfortable, too comfortable. That night, when they both disappeared into the guest room, thinking everyone was asleep, Ryan and I swapped their phones with preset recorders running. What we captured? Voices, confessions, their arrogance. Samantha bragging about how poor Emily still thinks I'm her friend. That was the nail in the coffin. Over the next few weeks, anonymous tips went to Jake's employer's compliance office. Another anonymous email went to Samantha's biggest client, complete, with invoices proving overcharging. Her business's account was frozen pending investigation. Ryan filed for divorce the next day, with every piece of evidence attached. And I filed for mine a week later, calmly, methodically. When Jake came home to frozen accounts, a termination notice and divorce papers, he looked at me with the face of a man, realizing the house is already burning down around him. He whispered, "You destroyed me." I smiled. "No, Jake, you destroyed us. I just made sure the world noticed." Samantha tried to call dozens of times. I didn't answer. Her boutique shut down after her clients filed complaints. Word spread fast in our small town. Samantha, the scam artist. Jake moved in with her for a bit, but their fairy tale ended fast. No money, no reputation, no stability. Within 3 months, she kicked him out. He left town after that. Meanwhile, Ryan and no, we didn't become a couple. We didn't need to. Sometimes shared scars are enough. But he thanked me. Said my calm was scarier than any scream. And he was right. Because nothing terrifies a guilty person more than a betrayed woman who stops crying and starts planning. I used to think revenge was ugly. But the truth? It's only ugly when it's wasted. What I did wasn't out of hatred. It was out of justice. They took everything I gave freely. Love, trust, friendship, and trampled it. So I took everything they thought they'd gotten away with and set it on fire. If this story made your heart race or made you want to text your best friend and say you won't believe this, then hit that like button. Drop a comment below. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen someone pull off? And make sure to subscribe, because every week we dive into true stories that prove karma doesn't forget. It just waits.